Good morning everyone. I know you've been trying to find someone who does not make MUN videos for the promotion of his own MUN or someone who is actually dedicated to MUNs. So today I assure you that I will teach you everything about MUNs on this channel, starting today with how to MUN. Or if you already know that, then you can maybe check out my video on how to win an MUN. Well, starting today with what is an MUN in the first place. So an MUN, Model UN or Model United Nations, is a replica of the United Nations in which you are given a country which you have to represent in a United Nations body like WHO, UNSC, UNGA, UNEA, etc, etc. There's a list of them. But in this committee, what do? You debate on certain topics, or what they like to call deliberate upon those topics and bring solution to them. So what are the important things that you need to know before going to an MUN? So the first thing is portfolio. Your portfolio is the country that you are representing, and if anyone asks for your portfolio, then make sure you tell them about your committee as well. Committee is the United Nations body in which you are representing your country, and keep in mind that every committee has its own works. Like WHO is related to healthcare, United Nations Security Council is related to all the warfare and stuff. The General Assembly is focused on every single thing. Like, it's not focused, I would say. It can take any topic, any conflict, any war, any upcoming thing like cyber warfare. It can take anything, but there are two branches of it, the DISEC and the ECOFIN. DISEC is related to wars and the ECOFIN is related to economy. And I don't think I would need to explain any other things to you because those words are pretty self-explanatory, but as you experience them, you will get to know them, and if you encounter any such word, I'll explain it to you in the video itself. Now coming on to how to prepare for an MUN. The most important thing to prepare is your research. Yes, you should absolutely know what the agenda is or the topic. They really like to use some fancy word. You really need to know what the agenda is and what your country has done on it, whether negative, whether positive, because anyways someone might ask a question regarding that. So you must be ready for any questions that might come onto your country. Since if you pick some countries like Pakistan or Afghanistan, there might be many questions related to women rights in those countries. So be ready for such questions. So just go on to the internet and you'll find a lot of things. Read articles, read some conventions, read some UN articles, read some UN speeches if you can. Like, there are three hour long speeches. Listen to them and you'll get a good idea how United Nations work, and that's just the way Model UN works as well, since it's just a replica. So I highly recommend listening to those speeches. Listen to them at 2x speed. I also used to do that. Listen to them, but at least listen to 2 or 3 conferences. It would be really good. Listen to them. They are really easily available on the UN website. And after you have done all of this, now you're ready for the speeches. How many types of speeches are there? There are 2 types of speeches. One is the moderated caucus or the mods, and the second one is the general speakers list or the GSL. The GSL, as the name suggests, is just a general speech on the agenda, and make sure you wind this speech up in 75 to 80 seconds, because after the 90-second mark, anything you say won't be considered. You won't be marked upon that. So please make sure to wind up your speech by 75 to 80 seconds. And that's why I say things which are absolutely necessary in your speeches, because that is what you are going to be marked upon. You're not going to be marked upon the greetings. So don't override the greetings. Just say good morning everyone. That's enough. Trust me. The second one is the mods. The difference between mods and GSL is that they are really shorter than GSLs. They are usually 60 seconds long, so make sure to wind up by 55 seconds. And again, say things which are absolutely necessary only. And mods are speeches on certain subtopics of the topic. They can be really narrow, they can be really vague, depending upon how you people choose it. But yeah, they're just subtopics of the main topic that are given to you people. And the third thing that comes is unmod, but they're not speeches. They're just some time thing, you can opt for it, where everyone just gets up from the seats, makes groups and just start discussing there. It's an informal discussion and it's marked, but not the way you communicate, the way you lead the block or the committee or the group, whatever you call it. The way you lead, the way you express yourself, the way you handle the pressure, the way you dominate the committee. That's how you are marked upon on the lobby. How much shape you are giving to the committee. That's how you are marked in the unmoderated caucus. And the purpose of all these mods and unmod is to create a draft resolution. What is a draft resolution? It's just a resolution which specifies the date and all that stuff, then it specifies the problems, then it specifies the steps that will be taken if the resolution is passed. I highly recommend you just check out its format, because a video on the draft resolution will be 6th or 7th in this series, and if your conference is before that, so please check out on Google, you'll find its format. It's very important. Now, one very genuine question that you might be wondering is that how do you transition between all these things? So the answer to that is you start with the GSLs at the start of the day. Okay, so you start with the GSLs, one person, second person, third person, and then after at least 7 or 8, depending upon the size of the committee and the mood of the executive board, he will break it at some point. Let us assume after 7. He'll break the GSL and divide it. It's upon you. He'll ask for the motions on the floor, which are just basically mods and unmods. So you can opt for either mod or unmod, or you can wish to continue the GSLs. This is how you raise a motion. The delegate of XYZ would like to suspend the formal debate. This is very important. Suspend the formal debate and raise a moderated caucus on the topic, whatever your topic is, for X minutes with per speaker's time being X seconds. That's it. And if you want to opt for an unmod, then you can just say the delegate of XYZ country would like to suspend the formal debate and move into an unmoderated caucus for total time being X minutes. That's it. Simple as that. Just that you have to do. The next thing is chits. So chits are just basically pieces of paper on which you can ask questions to other delegates. Yeah, you can just write chits in the middle of a committee session and give it to OCs, they'll pass it through. The format of a chit is pretty simple: from you to the country you are sending it to, and then the question. Or you can send it to the executive board to show that you had done research, but you were not able to include that in your speech because you had time limitations. So you can write a chit to EB from you and the entire content. And mind this thing, these are marked upon and they play a really big role in the determination of the best delegate. So make sure you write pure gold quality chits, because they really contain high weightage in. The next thing will be points. We'll be covering it in the next video, since there are 4 or 5 of them. They're just basically privileges that you have, so don't worry about that. The final thing is a position paper. So a position paper is not something you need to worry about, but some conferences may make it mandatory, so you have to give it. So let me tell you what a position paper is. A position paper is just a paper on which the agenda is written, then your country stands on it, then what your country has done and what your country intends to do in the future. And there is a proper format. I'll show it on the screen, and it's pretty decent format. It's not kind of hard. You can just see it from the Google. It's really easy. And don't use any AI to make any documents or speeches. They are really easily identifiable and can cause deduction and mark. And there you go. You are ready for an MUN. Now you can go to your MUN conference, whichever it is, I don't care, or you can just go and watch my How to Win an MUN series. See you in the next video. Be right there.